Good evening and welcome to Module 15. We have made it to pretty much to the end, which I'm super excited to hear and see. So I had a few questions I'm going to answer for my Module 15, and so let's get into it. So question number 1 says, what are your thoughts to the gamification of education? Do you feel games could be used to teach students student content, or are they simply a way to entertain? What examples can you think of to use games in your future classroom? So my thoughts are, I think gamification can be used for educational reasons. I've seen it be used for educational reasons. A lot of people turn games into fun ways to learn, because you don't want to just sit in a classroom and listen to a teacher talk for hours and hours and hours and bore you to death to the point where you're just sleeping. Obviously, you got to make your class somewhat fun, and that's my goal as a teacher already. I like to have fun, but I also like to learn. So I think that's a really good way to be able to do that. Also, like I said, I do feel that games can be used to teach students. There are so many different ways that you could teach your students through games or different contexts of fun ways to learn, other than just, like I said, sitting in the classroom and boring your students, because no student wants to go through that. They're never going to get anything out of it. Usually the more involved they are, the more fun they're having, it usually will help them learn better. So examples of games to use in the future classroom. So I know some math games, I've seen this online before, where you write so it's like a first grade classroom and they're learning their plus twos, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 3, so on and so forth. And they use a ball and they write those numbers on there. So whenever you throw it, whatever numbers are sitting up forward, and those numbers 2 plus 3, that's the two numbers. Excuse me. And it's 2 plus 3. What is 2 plus 3? It's 5. And then once you get it right, you pass it on to somebody else. And it's super fun because you're active and you're learning still. And it's some more fun ways to learn. Going on to question 2. It says, what templates did you use and what kind of interactive game did you develop? Was the template used user-friendly? What problems did you experience? So we used PowerPoint this time instead of Google Docs or Google Slides or whatever. I'm usually more with Google Docs and Slides and etc. But this time I use PowerPoint just because it's a lot easier with the computer I was using for it. And then we developed a math game for first graders, and it was actually pretty fun. It was a little bit time consuming, but it was really easily done. And we didn't experience any problems at all. Like I said, it's just kind of time consuming to get it taken care of and make sure it was working properly. And my last question says, what are some examples of ways you could interact PowerPoint or Google Docs, slides, and games into your future classroom? So like I said, I use PowerPoint, but I've already used Google Slides and Google Docs, Google Forms, and all that etc. stuff through Google and Chrome. In my classroom, I use it a lot for all my assignments, sometimes even, so they're getting their typing lessons and stuff. I think there's lots of different ways you could do it. Sometimes I've made typing assignments off of Google Slides, and I'll be like, okay, your first slide is what the assignment's called, and the second slide says, what is your first and last name? Okay, and then you go to the next slide, and it shows a picture of a computer monitor. What is this item? And they have to type that item. And the next one is a charger for the computer. So you put charger or computer charger or whatever, and then you go to the next one, and it's a mouse, a Bluetooth mouse. And they will write Bluetooth mouse or computer mouse or whatever. And then I'll just keep going through them all, and then until they get to the last slide. And then I'll be like, now that you're done, and then I'll ask them a question, and then they answer the question to their best ability. And it's nothing hard. It's honestly their own opinion type question. And then the very, very last slide will tell them, okay, now that you're done with the assignment, turn this in, and then get on type tastic or ABC, or or whatever typing games we're doing. And so yeah, I think they can be used in different ways, but through all of our, we use Chromebooks, so obviously we use all Google. We don't have any of the PowerPoints or etc. computer, but like my work computer does. So yeah, those are my questions, and thank you for always watching my videos on my module 15. Thank you.